display. Nice little rhyme there. And today we have yet another discussion on targets because that's so fun. And this one can actually be applied to pretty much anything that you're going to be trying to shoot on paper. Today I just got five-shot groups, so 25 shots, whatever, got them all measured down. And I'm going to be talking about some things that some people talk about a lot, but a lot of people don't talk about. And that is paper target shooting techniques. Basically, ways that you can shoot groups on paper that will not necessarily artificially increase or decrease your group size, but without you needing to be a better shooter or spend $2,000 on a gun, like I unfortunately have, you can make your groups a lot tighter, basically, just at the range. And this works with pellet guns. Everything else in that's safe, so PCPs, 22s, center fires, BB guns, whatever, all that kind of stuff. So here we have the back side of the paper, as you can see. Voila. And the first one I want to talk about is our control group. This was shooting at this central target. So as you can see, I got basically a 0.7 inch, 3/4 inch group, which is not bad. I mean, by spring gun standards, it's pretty good. By the way, this is at 17.5 yards, which is just my normal range that I have set up to shoot at. And that is not terrible, but I know this gun can shoot better. So the next group I shot was at this smaller target. You can see the red circle. It's obviously significantly smaller. And that's kind of the first tip for if you want to have smaller groups. Just shoot at smaller targets. And that makes a lot of sense in theory. And it also works on paper. Our group immediately tightens up to 0.438 inches, which is really good. And you can see it's just a little bit of horizontal stringing there. But I mean, that's squirrel's head out to 50 yards. That's pretty good. Much better than that group. So the next target I wanted to try was shooting at a specific point rather than just shooting at a smaller target. And so what I mean by that is basically what I did. Obviously the specific point I was shooting at is gone because it got shot a bunch, but I basically just shot where this line intersects the circle, that tiny little point there. That's what I was aiming for. And so basically I had a much higher tolerance for when I was happy that I was pointing in the right direction to pull the trigger. And what did that do for our group? Well, it went down even further to 0.341 inches. So going from I believe that's a 3/4 inch target, something like that, down to just shooting at a point, you are just the diameter is getting cut in half, more even smaller than half. And then the actual group size is just much, much smaller. It's a much cleaner group, and it's really, really pretty good. But there are still issues with this, mainly the point that by the third, fourth, and fifth shot, I was completely guessing where that point used to be because I couldn't see it anymore. So I was just hoping that it was in the right spot every single time. So what a lot of people do is they purposefully offset the zero on their scope so that their shots land a little bit off center. Does that work? Well, I'll tell you, unfortunately, that did not work this time around. Obviously, there are a lot of factors that go into a group size, mainly repeatability. Was I doing something wrong? Did I pull a shot? Was there a bad pellet? Was the gun doing something funky? Who knows? It's kind of crappy out today. Maybe it hit a raindrop or something. Who knows? But the group went up to 0.4, which, by the way, is still smaller than our small target group. So pretty good. And that was also using a point target to shoot. So I'd like to revisit that in the future. This is just a starting point because I feel like when you're talking about group techniques, you can't fit it all on one piece of paper, especially not a small piece of paper like this. So finally, just because I didn't have anything to discuss, this is in a slightly different vein of group shooting techniques. I wanted to try higher magnification. These 4 groups were all shot at 8 times power on a first focal plane hawk scope. Love that thing, by the way. And this time I decided to move it up to 16 magnification. And this is kind of something that is like, it's something you learn along the way not to use too high magnification. Because like, when you're just getting into it, playing video games or whatever, just getting interested in scopes, you think, oh, the higher magnification, the better. It's not always the case, because then what happens is, so my hand's moving just a little bit right now, all right? And you're far away from it. But now it's moving a whole lot, and you lose confidence in the positioning of your reticle, and it's just that little bit of lack of confidence that you have because you're seeing more movement that makes you kind of second guess yourself. Compound that with the fact that at 16x with the scope, the focus is like, you have like a 3-yard margin of error, whereas at 8x, you're basically soft focus all the way. And what do you get? You get a 0.602 inch group shooting at a point target, which is not great. Now, albeit, the argument could be made that I just pulled that last shot, which I don't really know if I did. I felt pretty good about this whole day of shooting. Other than that was kind of a warm-up shot. But, so I don't think that higher magnification works. I think that you want to find the sweet spot at your range with your scope, with your gun, with your rest, with your pellets. Although magnification and ammo don't really have too big of a, they don't intersect too closely. But yeah, so that was just a brief discussion. I have another video on the way that's a much bigger one, which is a project video on a Gamma Magnum. That's going to be very, very long. Actual editing is going to be involved, and yeah. So have a great day, guys.